Hey everyone, here's everything we did to install the windows, door, exterior siding, and the roof of our off-grid tiny home. We chose to install our outswing door first. Installation of the door started by using zip panel tape to flash the door threshold. First I put down a primary strip of tape, then layered up the corners and sides of the door opening. Then I added a couple beads of caulk before lifting up the door and putting it in place. I temporarily added small pieces of plywood to help ensure the door was flush with the framing of the house. Following the manufacturer instructions, I finished the install by using shims to make sure the door was square and would open and close properly. Adding the deadbolt was easy and exciting because now we had the keys to the house. Unfortunately, window installation didn't go as smoothly as the door. It was clear upon delivery that the vinyl windows we ordered from one of the big box stores, they just were not well built. We just didn't feel like they would hold up over time. So we started to reach out to other manufacturers, but they would have to custom make the new windows since our rough openings were already in place. After reaching out to what felt like countless window manufacturers, we finally found Marvin Windows. Thankfully, they were able to build high-quality, wood-clad, awning-style windows just to our specifications. This did, however, cost us a lot more in the long run. So if I could do it all over again, I would make sure that I had the windows at the build site and that I was happy with them before even framing the walls. Installing the windows was fairly easy. First, we added cedar siding planks to each window sill to help shed water away from the house. Then we flashed the windows using zip tape, much like the door. We added small pieces of shims to help keep the windows level, and then installed each window using the provided brackets and caulking per the manufacturer instructions. Check out our tiny home tour video linked right here if you'd like to see how the windows look in the completed house. Prior to installing the roof, we added cedar siding trim to the house using galvanized spiral shank siding nails. Putting the trim boards on first makes installing the lap siding much easier. It also ensures that the true dimensions of the roof are finalized before installing the roof. And when it came to the roof, we chose metal roofing because of its durability and because it's an ideal surface for off-grid rainwater collection. It's also pretty easy to install solar panels on metal roofing using brackets that grab onto the ribs of the metal roof. This means you don't have to drill through your roof to securely install your panels. If you don't want to put your panels on the roof, you could rack your panels on the ground if you have the space for it. The benefit of having your panels racked on the ground is that it makes it a bit safer and easier to service and clean them in the future. We ordered our roofing materials from a local supplier after providing them with our roof dimensions. The most challenging part of installing the metal roofing was learning how to cut the trim pieces in a way that promoted watershed away from the house without damaging each piece of trim. Gasket screws were used to attach the lowest sections of trim first, and then we rolled roofing felt, starting with the lowest sections first. The main panels are spaced 16 inches on center so that the flathead screws that attach them to the roof land on the roof rafters. With the roof in place, it was time to finish the exterior siding. We started with the lowest pieces first and worked our way up. We also pre-drilled pilot holes for every siding nail to prevent the boards from cracking. With the exception of the cuts that would butt against the trim pieces, we also cut each board at 45-degree angles to prevent gaps from forming if the wood contracts over time. To get the right shape around the wheel wells, we used a piece of cardboard and a short pencil to trace a template. This gave us an easy way to get the shape we needed for the boards around the wheel wells. It went pretty fast from there until the house was completely dried in. With the house finally able to withstand the elements, I chose to take the summer off. I had been building as often as I could for nearly a year at this point, and I really needed a break. We did manage to make it up to the land where the tiny house would eventually go, to build a bridge across a creek on our property, and to catch the solar eclipse, as our land was in the path of totality. So it wasn't all tiny house construction all the time. In our next video, we'll cover in detail how we designed and installed our off-grid solar and electric system. So be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and best of luck in your tiny house journey.